Hello, I'm Luke Kneller and welcome to Best Replays of the Week. This week we're seeing Indestructible Cockroach, a very aggressive little scout, and the world's slowest invader. Let's get started. In some parts of the world, the T-54's nickname is Cockroach. This week's steel ball is Zapyug from the North American region, and this roach keeps scuttling no matter how hard it's stepped on. The map is mines, and Zapland's on top tier. The T-54 is a medium tank, however, and there is some serious firepower on the enemy side. The Cockroach scoots forward to guard the high ground. Enemy top tier heavies are tough nuts to crack, but they aren't indestructible. Excuse me, I need to go take care of something. Heads up! Death from above! There's a cheap foreign cockroach here, a pair of panthers scratching at the paint, and a low-tier TD. Oh, and a KV-3 apparently. Shells rain down on the T-54, but it's all bouncing off. Ouch! Except that one. Is this thing asleep? Hi! The enemies are down to a pair of TDs and the noose is tightening. Zap drives up and takes out the last one. Victory for the Cockroach! That looked almost easy in the end, but take a look at these numbers. 5,500 damage blocked and over 8,000 points dished out to the enemies. Well played, Zap. Let's stick with the T-54 and see how the light version performs in a combat scout role. Lucas DeWitt from the EU region will show us how it's done. It's a sunny day on Sand River as Lucas speeds off to do reconnaissance. That's 6 of them. Now to keep them lit up for the team. This tank hits teeth as well as speed, it dances like a butterfly but stings like a bee. It's time to pounce. That's 3 kills now without taking any damage. Enemy scouts in the allied base? Let's just see about that! Hua! Take that! Too bad about the arty though. It's time for payback. There's no escape. Without Lucas, this capture could work, but the speed of the T-54 makes it futile. You're dead. That just leaves the arty, and Lucas doesn't quite get to it in time. Victory with 7 kills for the fighting scouts. That was fun to watch. Mobile and aggressive play is what we like to see. Nice work, scouts. An invader doesn't necessarily need speed or stealth. A capture win is all about timing and making the right choice. Dr. Deberwhoop has a go at it with a T-28 prototype. The game is played on cliff, and the good doctor lands on the top tier. Most of the team head east, while the TD stay back to guard the western road. A T-34 comes sniffing around, and all the doctor needs to do is keep it lit up for the other TDs. There's an enemy scout up here. Gotcha! And here's another fast target. Stop right there! And it's gone. On the other hand, the team's doing poorly, and the enemies are almost at the friendly base. The doctor turns around and takes out 3 enemies in rapid succession. The remaining allies are now dead as well, so it's 1 against 4. The next enemy is a premium Jagdtiger, and it tears off a chunk of HP before dying. 3 enemies left. The bulldog's up there somewhere. The doctor creeps slowly backwards and... boom! 2 more to go and the slow speed of the prototype is a real problem. The doctor needs to figure out what the enemies are doing. There! The SVG is going for the cap. The T-28 cruises at full speed and pounces! Only 1 more to go. It's just the IS now, and less than 4 minutes on the clock. The doctor makes a beeline for the capture circle. But is the prototype fast enough? The capture proceeds with agonizing slowness and finishes literally on the last second. Win by solo capture with the full 15 minutes played. Nice! That was cutting it a bit fine, but it proves that you don't need speed when you've got the timing. GG. Next up is a defender from the bottom of the pack. Sea Falcon from the EU region drives an M7 on Prokhorovka and tries to save the day. The M7 is pretty weak, but it's fast and carries plenty of ammo. The speed gets Falcon into position, and the ammo count apparently means that you can just tape down the trigger. There really was someone there. Falcon seems pretty sure nobody's getting paid to bring back any ammo. The little tank shifts targets as needed, and eventually the sheer volume of fire starts to bring in results. This is actually very impressive from the bottom tier medium tank. Heads up, Hellcats! Hey look, an arty. This time the enemy catches fire, so only 2 rounds are spent. The remaining SVG gets away, and the enemy capture is advancing. Falcon heads out to deal with the problems, but an enemy T-50 has other plans. The duel is won, and the arty is showing itself again. Unfortunately, it takes out the last ally before dying, so it's all up to Falcon now. Where are you, Kappa? It's no use, the enemy is well hidden, and Falcon needs to go down there. Unfortunately, the tank will not survive a shot from the Su-100. The capture is on hold, but the TD still needs to die. Falcon moves cautiously forward, spots the enemy, and pulls back. What to do? Pulling out of the circle lets the capture get further, but also generates room to maneuver. Here's the enemy. Yes, he misses his shot, and Falcon dives in for the kill. The M7 manages to get past the enemy's gun before the reload, and that means it's all over. Victory for the defender. That was quite entertaining. 111 shots fired, and the hit percentage was ultimately pretty decent. Good work and good game, defender. In our last replay for the week, 2 players from the EU region head to Winter Himmelsdorf and do their best to carry the whole team. Martino PL has brought an Object 263, and Nutcracker 11 is driving the Leopard 1. The platoon head west with the Leopard on point. The first kill is a Waffenträger from a group of enemies packed into the northwestern corner of the map. The platoon pressed their advantage and claimed 2 more kills at close range. A T-44 is the next to fall to the platoon's seamless teamwork. Martino forges on and engages a T-110, while Nutcracker leaves to deal with the capture alarm. Nutcracker's bravery has taken its toll on the Leopard, but the capture has been reset. Martino gets on the scene just in time to finish off the retreating enemy. The E-50M was chasing a soft-skinned Leopard, but the object is made of thicker steel. The tracked enemy gets taken apart quite neatly. That's 3 kills each, with 6 more enemies to go. An IS-8 charges in and meets the same fate as the others. Enemy fire pings off the object, with the Leopard providing fire support. The next enemy is caught in an ambush. The only problem is that the dead Jagdpanzer ends up blocking the road. This British TD would be very dangerous to take on from the front. Luckily, it chooses to go for softer prey and leaves itself open to attack. The final confrontation looks a little dicey, but Martino is faster on the trigger. While the object is stuck in the wreckage, Nutcracker takes care of an enemy scout. The rival Leopard cuts Nutcracker's track, but retreats when faced with the object. It gets in a second shot before dying. Luckily, the enemy are down to a single IS-3. The badly damaged Leopard hangs back as Martino goes looking for the enemy. The final battle is over very quickly. Nutcracker comes in to help, but it's not needed. Victory with 6 kills each. Excellent teamwork, you two. The Brothers-in-Arms title is well deserved. Congratulations! That's all for this week. All that teamwork reminds me of the new Clan Wars. Fending off clans trying to take Istanbul. I had this one replay where I was the last guy, down to 1 shot, and managed to hold. Epic. See you on the battlefield.